The marble lobby of the Franklin County Courthouse echoed with the sound of clicking heels. Naomi Carter, mid-40s, medium brown skin, navy dress just below the knee, carried a slim case of legal briefs. She was headed to a closed-door meeting with the court's administrative panel. Two uniformed court officers leaned against the security desk, trading smirks. One lifted his phone. The other whispered just loud enough for nearby staff to hear, "She must be lost, or looking for a handout." Naomi walked past without slowing. A sharp click of a camera broke the air. "Got it," one officer laughed. "Perfect for the group chat." The phone tilted again, another snap, this time closer. Her grip tightened on the case. She didn't respond. Not yet. A few clerks turned away, pretending not to notice, but their shoulders tensed. What happened in the next 3 minutes would decide whether this courthouse stood for justice, or for the people who mocked it. Naomi kept moving toward the elevators, each step measured. Behind her, the officers' voices carried. "Bet she's here to contest a parking ticket," one said. The other added, "Maybe she cleans up after hours, should have brought a mop instead of a briefcase." A soft burst of laughter rippled through the hallway. The elevator doors slid open, but before she could step inside, a hand shot out to block her. Officer Barnes, the taller of the two, leaned in close. "Hold up. You can't just wander upstairs. This isn't a public tour." His phone was still in his palm, the screen lit with the photo he'd taken moments ago. "I have a meeting," Naomi replied evenly. "With who?" Barnes smirked. "The janitorial supervisor." A clerk at the reception desk glanced up, clearly uncomfortable, then quickly looked back at her computer. Naomi took a slow breath, her mind flashing back to her first year in law school, when a courthouse guard had mistaken her for a defendant's girlfriend. That sting had never fully faded. She reached for her phone. "Call your boss," she said. Barnes frowned. "Why?" "Because in 30 seconds, she answered, "you're going to wish you had." Before Barnes could reply, the side entrance doors swung open. David Carter, tall and broad-shouldered in a tailored charcoal suit, strode in with two senior clerks trailing behind. His gold wedding band caught the light as he adjusted his tie, scanning the lobby. "Judge Carter," one clerk said, "the meeting." David raised a hand to stop her. His eyes were locked on the glowing phone in Barnes's hand and the smug grin on Officer Miller's face. "Is there a reason my wife is being photographed in my courthouse?" The words landed heavy. Barnes's smirk collapsed. Miller's jaw went slack. Naomi stepped back, watching her husband close the distance. "Delete those photos." "Now," David ordered. "Sir, we were just," Miller stammered. "You were just violating the dignity of this court and a sitting judge," David cut in. "Effective immediately, you're both relieved of duty pending investigation. Hand over your badges." The lobby froze, every whisper swallowed by the weight of his voice. Within minutes, David had convened an emergency session in the main conference room. Senior administrators, the head of courthouse security, and the ethics compliance officer sat around the long oak table. Naomi, now seated beside her husband, rested her briefcase on the table without opening it. David connected his tablet to the large display. Security footage from the lobby played, Barnes blocking Naomi's path, Miller aiming his phone, the mocking expressions. Every angle, every second, undeniable. "This building exists to protect the vulnerable," David said, his voice low but sharp. "And yet, my wife, one of our own judges, was treated as a spectacle for your amusement." The security chief shifted uncomfortably. "We didn't realize she was." "That's the problem," Naomi interjected. "You didn't need to know who I was to treat me with basic respect." David's gaze swept the table. "Both officers are suspended without pay. An independent review of all staff conduct begins today." He slid a printed order across the table. "Naomi will lead our new Office of Culture and Ethics." Effective immediately. A week later, Naomi walked through the courthouse lobby again, this time wearing her black judicial robe. Conversations paused as she passed, not out of fear, but recognition. On the wall near the entrance, a new poster read, "Respect is not optional." Barnes and Miller's desks sat empty, replaced by two young officers greeting visitors with courtesy. A clerk who had once looked away during the incident now met Naomi's eyes and offered a genuine smile. Near the security checkpoint, a teenage girl of color clutched a folder of legal papers, clearly nervous. Naomi stopped, leaned down slightly, and said, "You belong here. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise." The girl nodded, her shoulders straightening. As Naomi entered the courtroom, she glanced back toward the lobby. It wasn't just about removing two officers, it was about changing the air people breathed when they walked in. And that change had already begun. The lesson from this story is that respect should never depend on a title or position, it must be an unwavering principle for every human being. When we stand up to disrespect, we not only protect ourselves but also clear the path for those who come after us to walk with greater confidence. If you believe justice begins with how we treat each other every day, share this story, leave your thoughts below, and subscribe so you won't miss the next one.